The United States has allowed its athletes to cheat in international sports for a decade now, including in the Olympics, according to the World Anti-Doping Agency, which is the international monitoring group that makes sure that athletes do not use illegal drugs. The World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, published this bombshell statement in August that reveals that since 2011, the US government's anti-doping agency, USADA, has allowed US athletes to use illegal substances in violation of sports rules in the name of turning those cheaters into spies. So the US government is allowing its own athletes to cheat and then using them to spy on other countries' athletes, accusing them of cheating. The hypocrisy is extremely blatant. This should be a huge scandal because in 2020 and 2022, Russia was banned from participating in the Olympics over allegations that Russian athletes had been using prohibited drugs. It's also extremely ironic because for political reasons, the US government has been accusing China of supposedly allowing its athletes to use drugs. And this means that at the Olympics this year in Paris, Chinese athletes have been drug tested more than any other athlete from any other country. Chinese swimmers, on average, are being subjected to 21 drug tests per swimmer on the Chinese Olympic team, whereas swimmers from the US Olympic team are only being subjected to 6 drug tests per swimmer. And from European teams or Canada or Japan, those athletes are only being subjected to 4 tests per swimmer. Now, a quick point of clarification that's important. The US Anti-Doping Agency claims to supposedly be independent and claims it's not a governmental organization. That's very misleading. The US government funds the USADA and the US Congress oversees the USADA. So technically, it's not directly run by the US government, but it's essentially a semi-governmental organization. Claiming it's an NGO, a non-governmental organization, is completely misleading. Now, it should come as no surprise that international sporting events like the Olympics are deeply political. They are not apolitical. And the US government has frequently accused foreign countries of engaging in illicit behavior like using drugs, or, for instance, the US Justice Department officially publicly accused Russia and Qatar of bribing FIFA in order to host the World Cup. And now the US government is slated to be hosting the Olympics in 2028 and in 2034. But this scandal means that if the International Olympic Committee actually acts in a neutral way that is not biased in the interest of the US, this means that the US may be blocked from hosting the Olympics in 2028 and 2034.